Alright everyone, I'm back again. In part 2 of this video, I will be continuing on where I left off on part 1. Now, getting back on topic, as I was saying before, there are many men who are gay and they have wives and they have girlfriends. Now, some of you ladies might think, why if a man, if he's gay, why is he in a relationship with another female? I'm so glad you asked that, and let me tell you what it is. It's all about keeping their manhood. It's all about keeping a low status. Guys who are on the DL and they have girlfriends and wives, it's basically a front. It's not real. It's something that they fear so much because they don't want no one to know that they're gay, that they're bi, or that they like having sex with other men. So they feel that if they're in a relationship with another female, it's going to make it any better. But trust me when I say it's only going to make it worse, because he's in a relationship with you, but yet he's probably sleeping with 3 to 5 different men, unprotected, coming back, sleeping with you, getting whatever he got from those men that he slept with, and bringing all those curses, HIV, AIDS, herpes, and all onto you. Now, coming from someone who was in that lifestyle, who was always hooking up, oh yes, I was. That was me a few years ago. It was me who was messing with married men. It was me who was messing with guys with girlfriends. And let me tell you, ladies, a lot of these men get down, and they get down dirty, like very dirty. It's like they don't cover up their dicks. They let a man go down on him, suck him up really good, and he'll come in his mouth. And he'll be on his way, out the car and be on his way. And that's just how it goes, ladies. Like, you know, dirty dick niggas, that's what they are, basically. And to me, that's just, it's so messy. It's very, very messy, because I can't even find the words right now. Okay, bear with me now. I'm talking to you DL guys right now. I want you to listen to me when I say this. What you're doing is just it's not even about it being illicit. You're committing adultery when you're married. You're being a hypocrite. That's 2 sins. And after a while, don't you know that whatever you do that's kept in the dark will soon come to light? Don't you know that the Lord sees everything that you're doing? And don't you know that everything you're doing is being marked down in the book of life? And being gay is one thing, but being a messy gay man, come on now. You just giving other gay men a bad name, because the world already has a negative view of us. They already look at us negative. They look at us as, you know, already an abomination. And you men are just not making it any better. And the sad part about it is that gay men today, they're very judgmental towards other men. That's why there's so much hypocrisy. That's why there's so many stereotypes in the gay community right now. It's a lot difficult for black gay men than it is for a white gay man. And the reason why I say this is because, and another thing, the reason why some of these men who are on the DL and who are afraid to admit who they are, because they're worried about being rejected, they're worried about what people are going to say about them, they're worried about their families, their friends, if they're going to disown them. And for you people out there who are so judgmental, who are you to judge? You're not Yahweh. You're not Yeshua. Only they can judge. I believe it's a propaganda when it comes to men being honest, because they basically can't. And some of you heterosexuals, you got to take some of the blame for that, because men are just under attack all the time just because they can't be who they are. See, now I done switch it up on you guys. You thought I was just going to be talking about men creeping on the DL and how they messy and how they dirty. But at the same time, yeah, they are. But you got to look at it, because there's always two sides to the story. There's always two sides to the story. Because you see a lot of men who creep on the DL are the same men who have friends, who have family members, who have conversations about other gay men and how they disapprove of it. So how do you think they feel, you know, family members and friends, they're related to you and they're friends with you, and they hear you discussing such things and how you actually feel your disapprovals towards homosexuality? A lot of men, they're not gonna want to let you know how they get down and how they really feel. So in one sense, you got to kind of think about what they're going through, in one sense. But as I said before, if you're a loyal, honest person, you're honest with your life, you're not hiding behind closed doors. And a lot of people say what people do behind closed doors is their business. But I believe if you're not a worldly person, and that's what worldly people say, because there's so many defiling things that goes behind closed doors. You got men sleeping with men. You got men sleeping with, having threesomes with this cuckold things, like women enjoying watching their man having sex with another man. You got some freaks out there. Yeah, you really do. And for somebody to say what someone does behind their closed doors in their bed is their business, that's a worldly expression. Because if you believe in Yahweh and His Word, you can, there's, even in marriage, it doesn't matter, you know, if you're heterosexual. It doesn't matter if your man is sleeping with another woman, or if he wants to sleep with another man. It's still adultery. And Yeshua spoke on that. So I want to read some scriptures real quick. And I did find some interesting things in Proverbs, which speaks on hypocrisy. Now in Proverbs 10:9 it says, "He who walks with integrity walks securely, but he who perverts his ways will become known." See what it says, people? He who walks with integrity, we're talking about men now, because they don't walk in integrity, walks securely. But he who perverts his ways will become known. Now, people, these men who creep on a DL, they're not walking in integrity, they're walking in shame. Because they're so filled with insecurities that there's no security in their life. And with them creeping on the DL, it just perverts his ways, like it says in Proverbs, chapter 10, verses 9. But he who perverts his ways will become known. And that's saying, people, that, as I said earlier, what's done in the dark shall come to light. And it's so true. You think that you messing with other men on the DL, I'm talking to you DL guys now, you think that nobody's going to find out about it? Because Yahweh sees what you're doing, Yeshua sees what you're doing, Now, let's just say that someone finds out about it and it gets out in the open. All your dirt and all your grime just being rubbed all in your face all at once because your girlfriend done found out about it. Your wife done found out about it. Your homeboys, your so-called hard homeboys who had your back turn against you because you weren't honest with them. Not that they should anyway, because if they're your true friends, they wouldn't want to turn against you. But we're talking about being a hypocrite. How can you be a man on the DL and you cursing another gay person who's openly gay and who's content with his life and happy, obviously? You want to call them names and you want to curse them and you want to put up a front that you're not down with that kind of life, that you're not about that life? You put on these baggy clothes, you sag your pants, you put on a suit, you put on this act that you're such a man during the daytime. That's one part of your life. And then late at night, you're on Craigslist, you're on Mocha Space, you're on BGC Live, you're on all these gay sites trying to find you a freak during the wee hours, creeping, sneaking, riding around town trying to find you some head. That's right. But he who perverts his ways will become known. And that's such a powerful message right there. And I really needed to put that out there. Now let's go to another verse. Proverbs 12:22. Now in Proverbs 12:22 it says, lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who deal truthfully are his delight. I'm going to read it again to you. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who deal truthfully are his delight. People, that's another plain and sight message. Your lying lips. What are you lying about? You're lying about your sexuality. You're lying about where you're going at night. You're lying about what you're doing at night. You're coming home late. You're smelling like sex. Your girlfriend's like, where you been? What you been doing? And you're lying about it. Lying lips. And that is an abomination to the Lord. It says it right there. Hypocrisy, adultery, lying, dishonesty. But those who deal truthfully are his delight. That's basically saying, people, is that when you're honest with your lifestyle, because realistically, come on, I'll say this again, Yahweh and Yeshua sees everything that you're doing. He's seeing all the dirt that you're doing. He sees all the lies you're telling. And he despises it. He doesn't like it. He disapproves of it. Yeshua, the Son of the Father Yahweh, is all about truth. He speaks truth, and real followers of him speak truth as well. So if you're a man and you're on the DL and you're following Yahweh and Yeshua and you're doing these kinds of things, you are going to be in some deep trouble with the Son and the Father. And I'm going to be touching more base on this and some other scriptures in part 3. Stay tuned.